Good afternoon. I appreciate that introduction. Couldn't expect a finer introduction from a finer man. And thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. And I kind of chuckled, and I'm reminded of the scriptures to be ready in season. But it is a great opportunity to come to you, speak to you today. What we want to talk about is who we are, what we do, and why we do it, and what we've been doing this year. My name is Matthew Johnson. I'm the Director of Archives and Tourism for Sullivan County. This is Angela Crane. She is actually our marketing specialist and does a great job in that role. She also mans the Visitors Center and does a great job curating that building. And again, thanks for having us, but just a little brief bio about Angela and some of the things she's been doing. She's been our marketing specialist. Obviously, as I mentioned, she works in the Visitors Center, does a fantastic job. She was actually part of winning an award from the Northeast Tennessee Tourism Association 2 years ago, and for the work that they've done on the Visitors Center. And if you get a chance, come by and check that out. They've done a great job curating it. We have a lot of exhibits, one of which tells about the Battle of Lumpville, and then we have many other artifacts that come through prominent citizens throughout the history of Sullivan County. But about me, Alan kind of touched on all of that. Most proud of my family, my little daughter Elizabeth and my wife Sarah. But what we'll do, and we can get to the slide about the. That's all right. We'll wing it. And I want to say thank you to Gail for letting me use her laptop because I was ill prepared on that. But we'll just skip through that. That's all right. So that is the cutest little picture there. We always get a great applause out of that there. But again, we had an opportunity. That is not a real. Pardon?
Good thing she looks like
that's right, Mayor. But she does a great. We had a little copy, a facsimile of what we were doing there, and let her kind of play around with that. But we've had fun with that. So not a real document there. But as far as the purpose of our department, one of the primary charges is to preserve and to protect our governmental records. I mean, that's one of the most important charges that we could ever do. We are a dual department. The archives came about in 2005. My predecessor, Sheila Hunt, and Chancellor Moody, Judge McClellan, a lot of those folks got together and worked with the state. Prior to that, we did not have an archives. Most of the archival documents were found in the library or under the courthouse or in people's private collections. There was not a focus on preserving and protecting those items. As I mentioned, many of them were just found in the bottom of courthouses, tucked away in different corners. With the formation of the archives in 2005, the focus renewed on an actual archives to protect and preserve those documents. Tourism, as you can tell, as I mentioned, Archives and Tourism is our department. A lot of folks, that's a shock that one of those two have to do with each other. We promote a lot of heritage tourism with that. But the archives absorbed tourism in 2008. But back to the documents. Alan and I were chatting earlier, and he mentioned something that you can actually Google and look up. But on the Antique Roadshow, there was a document where Davy Crockett he didn't get married, but he turned the bond in. And he never was married. Well, they were clearing out the archives down in Dandridge, Tennessee, and going through a lot of the same processes that the county did back in the early 2000s. That document was just shuffled aside, and someone got a hold of that document and just kept it. And so fast forward 15, 20 years, they're on the Antique Roadshow, and that document comes up, the appraiser is appraising it. Fast forward to what's called the Replevin Law. The state of Tennessee has what's called the Replevin Law, and we were able to retrieve that document. Now, some people might think that's a little harsh retrieving it from a sweet little 80-year-old woman. I agree with that to a degree. But the fact is, once a document is a document for the government, it's always a governmental document. And so Tennessee had a right to go after that document, and they did. And they secured David Crockett's marriage bond.
What was it worth?
I can't recall what it was worth. I can't remember that, but it is on YouTube, or at least it's Google. You could Google it. But as far as a lot of our current projects, again, when these documents come to us, many of them have been stowed away for 160 years. and they're dusty, they're dirty, they're cramped up, and they're still in the original bindings. And so our job is to take those documents out of those bindings, flatten them with special techniques, and take out all the metal, any rubber bands, any bindings, things of that nature. And Angela has done a great job showcasing what we do and how we do that in the visitor center. Again, another great reason to step in there and check that out. But recently, we have court cases from 1863 to 1950 that we've been working on. And so I have right now 30 full banker's boxes that are in our office right now. We have equally that many in that same collection that we're going to have to merge and alphabetize. All of those documents are cleaned painstakingly. We'll go line by line, cleaning those with sponges and taking off the soot and the dirt, and carefully removing any metal brads or tacks or anything like that. Some of the ribbons that are attached are quite beautiful, actually. I mean, you get a lot of detail back then, obviously. But it is such a large project, and it takes a lot of time. It's very tedious. It's not something you just start out, because you can only sit there so long and just tediously clean those items. But Angela has done a great job with that as well. We wear a lot of different hats. We try to cross-train and do all we can there. As far as this year, when I came on board in February, I was in the department since July of last year, and my predecessor retired in December. And so we decided to set an outline for this year, and we've achieved a lot of those goals. We tried to think differently and just do some different projects. Not only do we focus on archival documents and protecting those, we also do tourism. And a lot of our tourism is Blountville-centric. We obviously want to promote the entire county, but our cities do a fantastic job, obviously, and standing on their own doing the tourism. They stand well on their own in the tourism industry. For this week, we just finished up our Heritage Festival last week, and so we tried to go a little different route on that. And instead of being more of a large-scale flea market, we focus more on artists and crafts and things of that nature. What you'll find in our office is our deed abstracts. All of our deeds are still in the Register of Deeds office, in Sheena Tinsley's office, and it's pretty impressive as far as what they've done to protect those documents and the fire suppression systems and things of that nature. But in our office, we have the abstracts, the copies of the deeds, the wills, census records, and a lot of manuscript collections. Obviously, we have a lot of genealogical researchers that come in, and we try to point them in the right direction to get them going. Some are a little more as far as they're more familiar with their genealogy as far as getting started. We're there to get them started on as far as genealogical research. We also have a lot of manuscript collections. Some folks in this room have actually donated some items as well. So those manuscript collections actually set us apart from a lot of general libraries and things of that nature. We have Civil War letters from the Civil War era. We have original land deeds, land grants, and to me, it's exciting. I love it. I love going to work every day, and it's just something new each and every day, and you never know what you're going to run into. As far as continuing education, I had opportunities to attend the Tennessee Archives Institute in Nashville. It is a 3-year seminar, and so we go each spring, and I was able to attend that last spring, and we'll be going subsequently all through the next 2 years. But it's very interesting. The state archives, you'll be very proud of what we have down there. Obviously, it's a brand new archives. It's no longer, it's just very automated. It's fantastic. They do a great job. But if you ever get a chance to see it, I definitely recommend it. As you can tell with some of the sponges there, that's what our sponges look like. Obviously, they're clean. And if you go through a couple of documents, obviously, we get the latter results there. That's a picture of us at the Tennessee Archives Institute with Secretary of State Hargett. All of those folks are in the program as well. Some of those just recently graduated. This is a contact I made from Weakley County, and she came up to check out our archives. She was in town on other business, but again, trying to network and learn all I can. This is a new position for me, so there's a large learning curve, but I'm trying to soak in all I can and use the resources that we have. We also have an annual collection, and when I first came on board, I was thinking, why in the world do we have an annual collection? But to be honest with you, we have a lot of traffic based upon that. Had a gentleman came in the other day, his grandfather, a small thing, but his grandfather had his annual. One of his buddies drew, the classic thing, drew the devil horns on there. So we actually were able to track down that particular annual that he was looking for and provide his grandfather a picture of his baseball team at that point. We started a new event this year. We collaborated with a local car club, and so we had a large car show at Sullivan Central over the summer. It was well attended. There was about 300 participants as far as vehicles, different types of rigs and Jeeps and classic cars and things of that nature. But that was a well-attended event. It was a brand new event. We wanted to do something. We tried to do it in downtown Blumpville, and we actually outgrew that fairly quickly with the participation. We collaborate a lot with a lot of different entities, whether it be inside county government or outside. This is the animal shelter, the Sullivan County Animal Shelter. So we were able to have a pet adoption last February, and that was a success for them, getting the animals adopted. And then two, for us, it gave an opportunity to utilize the visitor center and get some more traffic and expose folks to that. We've done some, again, one of the things you will find is a lot of our small things that some of the larger municipalities are doing are going a long way for us. We're going to have the banners, much like you see driving up down Center Street. We're going to have those on Main Street, Blumpville, each season, change those out with the seasons and the holidays. But we're proud of that. We got a lot of great response from citizens, and so we're excited about the enhancements that we're doing, beautification enhancements. Same principle with the farmers market, but we help those guys out, get them a little exposure. They're tucked behind the courthouse where they're hard to find, so we got them a banner as well, and they were delighted with that. One of the neat things with social media, and we do a lot of social media, if you get a chance, follow us on social media. We're really active on there. And Angela, we were actually out on April 29th, and it was his National Historic Marker Day. And we actually gained some national attention, and they reached out to the William G. Pumperway Foundation, reached out and asked permission to utilize Angela and a few other slides that we had in their national publications. So you never know who's going to pick it up, but we were just doing our part to try to clean up some of the historic markers and just participate in that particular event. But that went really well. Another new event that we had over the summer was our little outdoor concert series down behind the Deary Inn. And so that was well attended. We had probably about 100 participants each night. We did it for 2 weeks. We had some local bands, and we were just excited about that because, again, just trying to promote Blumpville. Again, some of these things may not seem like they're really, but to tie them in, our whole purpose, our underlying purpose is to promote a lot of our historic buildings, and then, of course, have a little fun as we do it as well. But
is that the old jail?
That was yep, absolutely, Mick. That was the old jail, built in 1869. That is actually our visitor center. That's Angela's office. Angela has the nicest office in the county. It is better than the mayor's, to be honest with you. But but they're doing a lot of work over there, and it's been great. We had an opportunity. I was in Nashville on other business, and so I had an opportunity to visit the state fairgrounds. Miss Sierra King, who is over Travel Tennessee, we spoke, and this is the first time for us participating in this event. But all 95 counties have a spot on the map in one of the main attraction buildings at the state fair, and we were happy to participate in that. And so what we've done, we were able to promote. They reached out to us. They wanted 3 key points on everything: so agriculture, tourism, industry, et cetera. And what we were able to do was just to collaborate with those folks. And so some of the key points on the agricultural piece, we have 1,100 farms, about 83,000 acres. We went through a lot of particulars of what we sell and where we stand out in the state of Tennessee. We'll go to the next. Of course, with tourism, as I mentioned, Bristol Motor Speedway, Bays Mountain Park, and Warrior State Park, those folks down on their own, but those are some of the key components that we wanted to let folks know about Sullivan County. Those are some really crown jewels, I feel like, that we have here. The special places, the Deary Inn of Blumpville, the Bristol sign, the Netherland Inn, and Rocky Mountain State Park, or historic site. We had a lot of great photographs that go along with that. I don't have a slide really depicting a good shot of that. Couldn't get it to fit in. But we again, just part of the display, we had our county flag. keep. There we go. And so bringing us up to last week, a new twist on an old event that we had was our Heritage Festival. Again, we wanted to kind of bring that a little more into the artisan craft and showcase the traditional Appalachian talents that we have here. We have some folks from the Tam Hall group playing at the Anderson Townhouse. Those folks actually pick every Friday night, and so if you're ever in Bluntville and you get a chance to come out, really some talented musicians up there. So again, just kind of tied into what we were trying to do. We work well with our Sullivan County Historic Preservation Association. They do a great job helping us give tours of the Deary Inn and the Anderson Townhouse. I focus a lot on the Deary. I love the Deary. It's just a special place. It's beautiful. If you've not been in, please give us a call. We give tours on an as-called basis, and we're working on actually having, much like the Netherland Inn, a block a couple of months that a Saturday a month, that we would have that open. It's just a staffing thing. We're going to coordinate that, but we're excited about the opportunity to showcase what we have. It's a beautiful structure. Again, mentioning other folks that we work with, the Tri-Cities Civil War Roundtable, had an opportunity to meet with one of their guest speakers. I tried to attend that as much as possible. We promote a lot of their events. They have great speakers, and they meet at the Renaissance Center here in Kingsport. And Fun Fest is probably their largest event. And so again, it's just making those contacts and collaborating with those folks just to show them that we support them. The Battle of Bluntville reenactment will actually be at the end of this month at the old Hawley Farm. It'll be 2 p.m. It'll be on Saturday and Sunday. And it's the 159th anniversary. So we're really excited about that. Been collaborating with the Department of East Tennessee Reenactment. Those folks actually put it on and do all the hard work, and they'll camp out and also collaborate with the homes. They've got several homeschool folks working with right now, and we were trying to make it available to public and city schools as they can there. But on the Friday, the 23rd, will actually be an educational day, is my point. We're already looking ahead to Christmas, and December 8th, we'll have our Christmas tree lighting, and of course that weekend, we'll be working with the Appalachian Express Chorus on that Saturday. So it's exciting times. We're going to have old-timey Christmas. We're going to have all the good stuff, the hot cider, all that good stuff. Yes, and again, we're kind of a catch-all department. You would find us doing about anything. And yesterday, we were actually documenting swearing in our county officials. And so that was a great and exciting day for folks there. One of the focuses, again, as we market the heritage tourism, is just trying to promote the inn and the Anderson Townhouse and what we can control. When it comes to our department, there's not a lot of, the controllables we have when it comes to tourism is in Bluntville. And so we focused on the Deary Inn, the Anderson Townhouse, and the Rutledge House, and tried to utilize those spaces as much as possible. We've reached out to a professional videographer and photographer. He's worked with the island in Pigeon Forge, done a great job with us. He did a lot of photographs for us, and as you're seeing here, the video, there's some music behind that, but you get the gist. But just a fabulous job. We want to showcase what we have. A lot of folks have not been in the Deary Inn, so again, come get a tour. We'll give you a private tour. Basically, we do it as needed basis at this time. But we're really proud of the product that we have, and we're working on just redeveloping what we've been doing as far as showcasing what we have in Bluntville. But the inn was built anywhere between 1800 and 1810. It kind of fell on ill repair, and then around the 1940s, Judge Joseph Caldwell and Virginia Caldwell purchased the property, and she had done a great job. She and he both done a great job revitalizing. If it wasn't for them, it probably wouldn't be here today. Pardon?
Did Lafayette stay there?
Yep, according to what we know, Lafayette stayed there, Polk stayed there. A lot of presidents stayed. It was a busy on the Stagecoach Road. It was a very busy area, and so a lot of rich history right there in Bluntville has touched our county. Of course, if anyone I kind of ran through that. I don't mean to do that, so I may have blew past some of those slides, but certainly would entertain any questions that you have.